Howdy, Immortallium here, and we are back to do some more Gamedle. I deeply apologize for the previous episode, by the way, in terms of all those unpleasant clicks and popping and stuff. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. I tried looking it up, and it was talking about, there's a good possibility that it was like a faulty connection or something. I tried doing a test just now, just like a few moments ago, to see how it recorded, and it seemed to be mostly okay, so hopefully this is recording alright this time. So I do deeply apologize for last time. Hopefully it won't happen again. But all I can do is see. This is good for me anyway, because if there's any problems, I need to know for actual streams and recording with Caitlin and stuff. So anyway, let's get started with the daily modes. We're doing the daily modes today. So start off with classic. So, oh boy, this looks like some kind of racing game. But I don't immediately recognize it, which apparently a lot of people recognize it immediately because there's a lot of people who got it in one guess. Well, it's not Super Mario, Mario Kart. It's not Mario Kart, but I'm gonna put in. What was the first Mario Kart? Was it just called Super Mario Kart? Yeah, of course it isn't. What else? So it's kind of. These all look kind of sci-fi. So sci-fi racers. I honestly can't think of any. I mean, I'm not very good at racing games. I will say, okay, so I do like some kart racing games, but in terms of the realistic, well, I mean, this is surely a kart racing game, but in terms of the realistic racers, I just don't tend to play those games. And even with the kart stuff, I'm very limited in my selection of them. So they wouldn't usually be my first go-to, but I mean, I'm just gonna type in the word racing and just see what comes up. Crash Team, Diddy Kong, Project Gotham, Rock and Roll. I mean, it's probably not, but I'm not getting any help here. I have no idea what this can be. What if I put in the word kart? Crash Nitro, Garfield. I do know that's a bit of a meme, isn't it? Racer? Ridge Racer? No, it's not. What other words can I put in? I'm racing again, and I don't know, Project Gotham Racing 2. Please! Oh no, is the last one here just going to get rid of this one down here? Because if so, I need something up here. I need something to work with up here. Otherwise, I have no idea what this is. Absolutely no idea. It's space. Something. Not Space Invaders. Is there anyone that looks kind of like it might be a racing game? Let's go with Shipbreaker. Oh, okay, maybe. Wait, is that an O or a D? I'm gonna go try it being an O. It's not Asteroids. Ace Combat Zero, the Balkan War. Probably not that. It looks like it's the middle of the word, or maybe it's the end of the first word and there's a second word. Could be F-Zero. Do we think there's an F at the beginning of that, though? I'm not sure about that. And if it is if it's something like that, I think there might be a second part to that word. Oh boy. I'm probably not going to get this, folks. If I do get this, this is going to be a complete guess. Okay, now I'm thinking it's probably one of these games. But I suspect that this yellow over here is something that additional. So I don't think it's the first one. This could be 99 GXX. It's probably not GP Legend because I think that might be too long for this one. So I have to take a guess of one of these three. G, because the first letter is of gold and this looks gold, so it was 99. Okay. Okay, well, I didn't get that, but you know what? What can you do? Okay, well that's a Halo game of some kind. Which one? I don't know, there's a lot of them. The brown kind of... I don't know why, it makes me think of that one. Okay, yeah, we know that it's a Halo game. It's not the first one because I don't think you had double wielding guys in that. Oh my god. Infinite? What? Oh my god, I know the franchise, I'm gonna get this wrong. Which ones haven't I guessed? Reach? Oh my god. So let me just check what I've done so far. Guardians, which is 5. Halo 2, Halo 3, Infinite Reach. I don't think it's the first one. So what does that leave us? I guess it could be Wars? I haven't done Halo 4 either. Ah, I'm still leaning towards... It was Halo Wars. Great! I failed both of them so far. And you know what's even funnier is that this one, I knew the franchise right off the bat and I still got it wrong. I haven't played Halo in ages, but I do have the Master Chief Collection. I just need to get around to it. Human Otome Dating. Okay, so this is kind of more my field here. Not really, but like for instance, as a fan of Japanese media, I know what Otome means. So Otome, I believe, means it's like a dating game where you're a girl and there's multiple guys. For some reason, that... I mean, there's a couple of things that popped into my head for that, but for some reason the first thing that pops in my head is Hatoful Boyfriend. It was! It was Hatoful Boyfriend. Okay, I'm quite proud of that. I mean, I'm sure if you just went on a bit further, it would have said bird or something, and then, you know, it would have been so obvious at that point. Wait, did Devolver Digital really publish Hatoful Boyfriend? I didn't know that. That's hilarious. Okay, let's move on to my favorite game mode. See if I can redeem myself for those first two failures. Okay, so it's not that we know. Okay, so but still, usually I'll go. It's not third person. It's not first person. It's not a sci-fi open world fantasy historical stealth or warfare game. That really cuts down a lot. Wait, so what other games are there that we can try in terms of like genres and themes? It needs to be a side view game or a bird view game, probably. I mean, technically, you also have your virtual reality and your auditory and text and stuff, but I usually like to try to go for side view and bird view first. Because those, it's more likely it's going to be one of those than the other ones, to be fair. So, it's not sci-fi or fantasy or historical. That doesn't really leave that many options. I guess it could be a horror. In which case, a top-down horror. When did Signalist come out? I can't remember when Signalist came out. Okay, well, it's probably an isometric one. It doesn't help that it's not a horror. Not a mystery. Not a survival. It's not indie. What is this game? Okay, well, at least we kind of have an idea now that it's isometric / bird view. I'm going to need to look up this stuff, folks. I'm going to look up 2018 games and see if there's any that are, like, good guesses. Okay, so it's not going to be this one, but... Oh, crap. Okay, it's not that at all. I need another option then. It's not this, but I just need a more clarification with the year. I think this will possibly nail the isometric / bird view. It did. Okay. And now we have something to work with a little bit. I'm gonna move on to 2020 games. I think we'll get our chance for our hint after this. And that'll help possibly because we'll at least have the year down and we'll have the perspective down. So it'll give us some, like one of these other ones, developer, publisher, game engine, the themes or genres or platforms, and that could be quite helpful. Okay, so I'm going to put in Desperados 3 and just see what comes up. Okay, so it is a 2020 game. Now, oh, hang on. Oh, but this is so different from everything else, isn't it? There's no, like, overlap, so I can't tell which ones. Give me the clue. Oh. Wait a second. There's a few possibilities here now. So, I'm taking either, like, a FIFA game or like Football Manager or something. Is FIFA exclusively isometric / bird view, or does it have some elements of like third person to it? I'm not sure. I'm not a sports person, you see. I don't really play sports games at all. I'm sure I must have played at least one at some point. Unless you count racing as a sport. Anyway, I'm gonna look up and see what good options there might be. Okay, so I have two guesses that I'm gonna do. One is FIFA 21. Okay, this is looking quite promising, I would say, except for the split screen, because my second guess is Football Manager, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to fill in. Oh my god, I have so much information. There's no multiplayer in Football Manager? Didn't know that. So hang on, I've got so much information here. And now I need to narrow it down. So this was released on pretty much all the major platforms. Yeah, I believe that is right. Obviously it doesn't include like mobile or possibly handhelds, which honestly at that point I don't know what the 3DS was doing. Were they still releasing stuff for it? I'm not sure. But so all of the major platforms, okay. It's a simulator sport game to do with business. So Football Manager is to do with business, but not FIFA, and it's a non-fiction. It's 2020. It's got these game modes, which I was thinking to myself it couldn't be Football Manager because it wouldn't be split screen. I didn't know that it's an entirely single player experience. And it's isometric / bird view. Okay, so what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to look up 2020 sports games and see if I can see any options that might fulfill these criteria. Okay, I'm going to take another guess. There's NBA, and I believe it's 2K21. I don't know if it fulfills all of these criteria. We got it. Great stuff. Okay. Whew. So, as I said, I'm not familiar with sports games. So, if it was like going to be an obscure one, I'd have no chance. But, I mean, I got it in the end. So, let's head back to the home menu. And so, I failed in classic and artwork. And the artwork one hurt quite a bit, actually. Simply because it's a classic. I'm not familiar with those F-Zero games. I've heard of them, but I don't really know much about them. Artwork, I nailed the franchise right out of the gate. I just couldn't get which franchise. Keywords I got super quick, and guess I got in the end. So, it was all right overall. I hope the audio is okay. I'll have to check that in editing. But, hopefully it has all worked out. And until then, you can check out some of my other content on this channel. Of course, if you liked this video, please leave it a like. It would help a lot. You can also check out a YouTube channel called Victory Achieved Gaming, a channel where I help guide a friend through some pretty challenging games. And I also run a blog, Immortalliumblog.com. Every Monday a new blog post goes up, covering a wide range of topics such as anime, manga, video games, horror movies, Western animation, etc, etc. So with that all being said and done, this has been Owen, also known as Immortallium, and I will talk to you guys next time. So until then, have a good one.